You're sitting on your porch, miles from anyone. No phone, no neighbors, just you and your dog. Then suddenly, he starts barking. Something's coming. You turn, and a 300-pound black bear explodes from the trees. It already killed one dog, and now it's coming for you. This wasn't a surprise encounter. This was a predatory black bear attack, one of the rarest and deadliest encounters a human can face. And the man who lived through it, he was dragged from his own cabin and nearly eaten alive. Welcome to Bear Attack Files, Stalked in Silence, the Joe Azougar story. The early days of May bring spring to Ontario's boreal north. Ice recedes from the lakes, buds emerge on skeletal trees, but the forest is still quiet, watchful. Predators stir, thin from winter, driven by hunger, and somewhere, one of them had already tasted blood. Joe Azougar had come to his remote cabin to enjoy peace and solitude. It was his sanctuary, a place to disconnect from modern life. No power, no cell service, no road noise, just the forest and his faithful companion, Ace, a 6-month-old German Shepherd puppy full of energy and heart. On that Saturday morning, Joe stepped out with a mug of hot coffee. The air was cool, still, and fresh. The forest, dense and green, surrounded him like a wall. He breathed it in. Ace sat alert at his side, ears twitching at every sound. Then it happened. In an instant, Ace shot forward, leaping into the air and barking furiously. Joe turned just in time to see a massive black bear, over 300 pounds, emerge from the brush with alarming speed and focus. The bear didn't hesitate. It didn't stop to sniff the air or gauge the threat. It charged. Ace jumped up in the air a few feet in front of me, Joe later recalled. The animals flew into this ball of howling and biting. Joe froze for a fraction of a second, then turned and ran into the cabin. He slammed the door and locked it, heart pounding in his chest. His hands were shaking. His mind raced, but his thoughts were fragmented. He couldn't remember the emergency number. Adrenaline overwhelmed reason. A physical shock took over my body and my mind, he said. I couldn't remember the emergency number, so I called my friend, who called 911. He called a neighbor, but no answer. He left a message. Then he called the man's daughter. "Be safe," he told her. "There's a bear out there that's big." Outside, Ace fought. The puppy threw himself between Joe's door and the predator, barking, lunging, snapping, anything to buy his owner more time. The dog just kept pushing the bear away from the door, Joe said. He knew he was protecting me. And then, silence. Joe stepped cautiously to the window, and what he saw crushed him. I saw the bear dragging the lifeless body of Ace into the bushes. The grief hit like a gut punch. Ace had been more than a pet. He'd been a friend, a guardian, a shield. Joe was still in shock, still bleeding from small cuts on his arms and legs from the chaos. But he knew he couldn't wait. The bear might come back. He opened the door. The air was silent again, but now it felt heavy, wrong. He took off down the trail, trying to reach the nearby gravel road, still dazed, still disoriented. That's when he heard it, the crashing of brush, the deep, rhythmic thumps of something big behind him. He turned. The bear had returned, and this time it wasn't chasing the dog. It was chasing him. Before he could react, the bear slammed into him from behind and dragged him to the roadside, tearing into his back and neck with its claws, biting into his scalp. Joe screamed. The pain was beyond anything he'd ever known. He felt the bear's teeth grinding against his skull. Blood poured down his face and spine. His vision blurred. He kicked, twisted, punched, anything to get free. But it wasn't enough. The bear was overpowering, relentless. Then, through the fog of agony, he heard tires on gravel. A van appeared around the bend. 2 campers. They saw the bear. They heard Joe's screams, and they didn't hesitate. They jumped out, shouted, waved their arms, threw rocks. The bear turned, startled. After a pause, it fled into the woods. Joe lay on the road, bleeding, barely conscious. The campers rushed to his side, lifted him into the van, and drove him nearly 30 miles down, winding back roads to the nearest hospital. He arrived with over 300 deep lacerations, including massive tearing wounds to his back, arms, and scalp. Doctors fought to close the gashes and prevent infection. Joe survived, but he would never forget what he lost or how close he came to death. A predatory bear with no fear. Authorities tracked the bear and euthanized it days later. It was the same 316-pound male that had killed Ace and mauled Joe. There were no cubs, no garbage, no food attractants. This was not a defensive encounter. It was a rare predatory attack where the bear deliberately hunted, tested, and followed a human victim. Officials revealed the bear had killed another dog earlier that week. Joe and Ace weren't the first to be targeted. They were just the first to fight back and survive. What Joe's story teaches us: dogs can save lives, but they're not invincible. Ace's warning gave Joe the precious seconds to seek shelter. Predatory black bears don't bluff or scare off easily. They act with deadly intent and persistence. If a black bear attacks, never play dead. Fight back. Joe survived because he resisted with everything he had. Always carry bear spray, even in black bear country. It's still the best non-lethal deterrent we have. Joe Azougar lost his dog, nearly lost his life, and endured one of the most brutal animal attacks ever recorded in Canada. But through pain, terror, and trauma, he made it out alive. His story is a tribute to the loyalty of a dog, the will to survive, and the harsh truth that in the wild, no one is ever truly safe. Thank you for watching Bear Attack Files. If this story moved you, helped you, or opened your eyes to the reality of bear encounters, please subscribe to the channel, share this video with someone who hikes, camps, or explores the backcountry, and leave a comment below. We read everyone. Stay alert, stay prepared, and always respect the wild.